Hello folks and welcome to another Wise Gamer video. In this video I'm going to be playing World of Warcraft and talking a little bit about the game as a whole from when it started till now. I know there's a lot of videos all over YouTube now discussing what happened to this game and all that stuff. World of Warcraft to me was one of the best games I've ever played, and I'm sure many of us agree on that when it first really came out. I started in year 2006, and I've been playing it ever since. I never really canceled the sub, even if I went time without playing the game. I always just kept the sub going because it wasn't really that much money. And I believe that World of Warcraft has started off back in, I think it was 2004, November 23rd of 2004, I believe. Okay, and we know that back then this game was just totally amazing. My best expansion being Burning Crusade, because that's really when I started playing the end game. Getting more involved in the game and all that good stuff. So what I would just want to kind of go over is just some of these facts and statistics that are floating around about this game from then into now. Now, I know people are always saying, well, you guys are always comparing. Well, when you've been playing something this long, you always look back to when you started because usually that's when you cut your teeth and made your first tune, and there's nothing like it when you first started the game. Now, a lot of times I just think that a lot of people that are complaining about World of Warcraft or had quit World of Warcraft isn't really due to the game itself. I'm sure that there's many that probably did quit because they didn't like the changes of the game, and I came close a couple times myself. But you're going to find that I just think people get burnt out after a while, just like anything else. If you're eating pizza every day, 3 times a day, 8 hours a day, or whatnot, you're going to eventually get sick of it, and you're going to want to have some ice cream. So that's why, there's other games out there too, because people have to break it up. Even though most MMOs are pretty much operated in the same fashion, World of Warcraft to me still has one of the cleanest looking games with a nice clean UI system, and you can use so many add-ons to up your gameplay, whatever you're looking for. Now, when I started back in BC, I just found that sometimes I thought it was one of the coolest things that they came out with was Cross Realms, but then I kind of thought that the game kind of ended up losing a lot of its meaning ever since then, because it made you, back when you were just stuck on one server basically, and the only way you could escape that server if you wanted to was to actually pay, which kind of made people double guess, double think, and they ended up just bearing with it and just working with it to make it happen. But it just seems like back then, before all this Cross Realms and before they put in like Group Finder and things like that, it kind of lost that social side. It kind of lost working together as a guild and a team. A bunch of friends getting together, whether it be each day, each week, or whatnot, and going for those same accomplishments together. And there was nothing better than sharing those achievements together as a group, not just by yourself like a lot of players today. Basically to me it's about as deep as a bird bath. And I find I'm still fortunate because I am still in a guild that I'm actually the guild master of at the moment, and we did come from another guild, and a lot of the guys from here came from my original guild also, that we are still one of the few and fortunate guilds I find today that still do things together as a guild, as you can see by our calendar. Now, we still don't do as much as we used to do, but we do have at least one night a week that we get together and try to do some RPGs and stuff. And it's not for the ratings. We're not the best players, but we're not the worst players either, but we just enjoy playing together as a guild the way the game used to be. Now I just find that people just use Group Finder, and they do this and they do that. As you could see, I used to get everything in this game because the game meant so much to me that I did everything in this game. I used to raid. I used to, my main thing now and my only thing is PvP, which does kind of make the game dull. So it's not always the game's fault of what goes on. And it's because a lot of people are just limited to what they want to do in the game now, and they'll just PvP, and there's not much to do with PvP anymore. You pretty much go after ratings and stuff like that. And after 9 years and 10 years of playing, people I don't even think really care about that stuff as much anymore. It's just they made friends in the game now, and basically I play more now just because of the friendships and the guild and the collaboration that I have in the game. If my friends all quit this game right now, I'd have no trouble at all hanging this game up. I'll be truthfully honest with you. I'm kind of getting, you know, uh, after you've been playing video games so many years, I mean, after a while, it's pretty much time to move on, And no matter what Blizzard tries to do to capture their audience, which I believe the highest amount of subs they ever had at one time and player base was 12 million, and now it dropped down to almost 5 million. So that's a big, huge decrease, as we all know. But I think a lot of it is because it lost a lot of the meaning. There's more, like, people used to care more about gears years ago, and they used to care more about the actual guts of the game. Now it's more glamorized. It's more who's got the coolest looking mount, who's got the coolest looking set of transmogs. And personally, those are just things that don't really impress me. What used to impress me the most was looking at a guy's set and saying, "Wow, that guy's done a lot. He's done 25-man heroic mode to get those set of gears, because that's the only way you were able to accomplish them." Or years ago, if you were a PvPer, they did have better gearing. It wasn't just the looks of the gears, but it was the stats also, if you had an 1800 plus rating. But of course that did kind of draw out the balance of the game in World PvP too, but it still gave more meaning to the game than, to me, colors and buckles do right now. I do like the garrisons, but again, seeing I'm strictly just a PvPer, the followers and stuff don't really mean much to me because I'm not able to use them. I can't take them into an RBG. I can't take them into an arena. And once I'm cap level and level 100, I don't really have any means of why being. I didn't even get my flying in WoD, and I've always gotten all those things in the past. But I'm never out in WoD to really do anything because I'm on a PvE server right now, and even though we're an active PvP guild on a PvE server, it's because we choose to be, because we still collaborate. But out in the world, there's not really much for me to do anymore once I hit level 100. I don't care about making the money. I got enough gold. I got 54,000 right now, and that's enough for me. I can't buy PvP gears. I guess I'm an old fart, so the other glamorous things don't really turn me on enough to spend money. So I could hold on to 54,000 of gold in this game for two more expansions. So is it the fault of the game? Some of it is. Some of it definitely is. But I just think a lot of it, like I said earlier, is just people just get burnt out. If we kept it the same, then people would be complaining about that because now there's no change. Can you imagine 10 years of the same game over and over and over and over again? Talking about losing player base. So Blizzard is, any one of these game companies, they have to think of all this stuff. To us it's a game, to them it's a business. It's their main source of revenue. And they need to think of all these things, and I'm sure that they do, and I think that they do a great job. I know I couldn't do any better. I don't even know where to begin, but I'm not trained for this though either. But for them to always try to satisfy everybody, that's never going to work. You can't satisfy everybody in this world, and I know they know that. They're very educated people, so I don't know. I just wanted to share some thoughts on World of Warcraft of, from where it was to now. And I know what I'm telling you guys is nothing new. I know people are always saying on forums now and in comments and videos, it used to be a lot harder back then. It felt more rewarding because of that. Now you could get your first mount at like level 15 or 20 with like a couple of gold, where before you had to be level 40 and you really had to work hard the first time you made a tune because not everybody had 90 gold at level 40. I didn't get my first mount until I was 44. So, it took me a while to get the gold. I got a lucky drop killing a bunch of pigs or wolves or something, and I got an epic drop, and it sold me enough in the auction house to where I could finally get my mount. I got very lucky. So the game did make you want to come back. I think Blizzard almost has a mentality of the easier that we make the game, the more players want to play it, and I think the players feel the opposite. People are complaining now that all you got to do is pay a couple of dollars, real money, and you could boost your character from 1 to 90. I mean, that's not really playing a game. That's just getting carried by a credit card, you know. But hey, whatever makes you happy, go for it. It's your game. So these are just some details I've been wanting to cover about this game, and I figured today I'd do it. So, I'm not here to rip it apart. I'm not here to bash. I'm not here to yell. It is what it is, and if I did complain about everything in this game, then I'd look like a damn fool, and everybody'd be just looking at me going, then why you playing it, you know? But again, to me, it's basically because of the friendships I made here, and I do enjoy hanging out with those people, doing some BGs, doing some RBGs and arenas. So, again, those are just some of my thoughts, and I thank you guys again for watching Wise Gamer. You guys have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.